What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. Today we have a super awesome install on the Audi S5. This part is a much needed part for the car. I've been meaning to get it for the longest time. Now that I finally wrapped the car, it's an absolute necessity. So yeah, today we're gonna be installing a rear diffuser on the Audi S5. I think it's really gonna tie in the car completely. I think it's one of the last things that it needs. If you guys didn't see my last video, definitely go check it out. I wrapped my car yellow, obviously, as you guys can see behind me. It turned out absolutely beautiful, and I'm so happy with the way it looks. I really think this diffuser is like the finishing touch to make it look, you know, above and beyond. So I'm definitely really excited about that. So if you guys have time, go check out my last vid. It's definitely worth the watch. So this video pertains to both the S4 and S5 models, as well as the B8 and B8.5. I installed one of these on my brother's B8 S4 like a couple days ago, and it was the exact same thing, except there's only 3 bolts holding it on as opposed to 5. So I'll show you guys the difference once we get under there. So here's the diffuser I got. Carbon fiber, absolutely gorgeous. Look at this thing, guys. Oh my goodness. Well, it won't focus, but look at this thing, guys. Oh, absolutely perfect. So I got the diffuser from ECS Tuning. All of my carbon parts that I've ever got have been from them, and they've all been phenomenal. I've never had a problem with them. So, and they always ship quick. So I got it from ECS Tuning. Came really quick, and the quality is, they've still yet to let me down. So honestly, they did an immaculate job. The only concern I might have is that sometimes when companies make aftermarket parts for cars, especially like diffusers and stuff, sometimes they don't fit perfectly because they don't, you know, I don't know, their lasers or whatever they measured it with wasn't perfect, but usually it's good enough. So hopefully we don't run into any fitment issues. The only tool you will need for this install is a Torx T25 screwdriver or drill bit, whichever you prefer. That's the only thing. I think there's 5 screws that hold this thing in, the rest are clips. So super easy install. Might be a little tricky getting the old one out, but that's about it. Definitely not ideal without a lift, but it can be done. Alright guys, so when you're under here, there's three screws across the middle. This one here, and this one over here. Very easy. Yeah, just across the middle here. And then the other two are kind of tricky to get to. They're back in here. I'll try to show you guys a little bit better. Alright guys, so under the car here, you got your exhaust tips here. And then if you look back in here, let's see if I can get it. If you look back just behind the diffuser right here, you can see there's one screw holding into the bumper there. So it's the same thing on the other side. It's just right behind your exhaust tip here. Kind of tricky to get to. I already loosened it up, but yeah, definitely a weird spot. So there's that screw I just showed you guys, and then there's another one identical on the other side of the car, and then it's just the 3 in the middle. So super easy, just the 5 screws, and then it pretty much just pops out. It's clipped in on the top here between like the bumper, and there's clips all along here, but once you get those screws out, it pops right off. As you guys just saw, it pops off pretty easy. Mine might be a little easier than your guys just because I've taken mine off in the past. So it might be a little more stuck for you guys. If you have to, you can use like a little wedge almost to get in between the bumper and the diffuser, but definitely very easy to take off, and the new one is even easier to put on. So let's get it on. Initial impression, this thing looks absolutely awesome. There is a couple of issues I found right off the bat though. The first issue being this diffuser only has the 3 screw holes that are in the center. It doesn't have the 2 on the outsides. So I'm kind of worried about it being held in place. Going off of that, there is a bit of a fitment issue. Not really giant. You can't really notice it, but putting it in, it's kind of hard to get it in and sit right. It kind of tends to sit nicer on one side than the other. It almost seems like it's just a bit off. It's nothing we can't get around. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and play around with it a little more and maybe get it to sit better. Once I can do that, I think what I'm gonna try to do is put in 2 extra screws kind of where the old 2 screws were. There's not really a spot to screw them in, but I'm gonna see if I can make something happen. It's not necessarily necessary, but you know, it wouldn't hurt to do a little extra. Before we do anything though, let's just take a sec to appreciate that. Oh my goodness. Absolutely completes the whole back end of the car. Ooh. Alright, let's get to work. Alright, so as suspected, these 3 screws under here, the 3 across the middle, they all go into place beautifully, and then these 2 sides, there's just nothing there. So I think what I'm gonna do is, there's a little piece that comes out here. I don't know if you guys can see right here. It comes out and goes underneath this plastic part of the bumper. So like, it's just like missing a bit of fitment. So what I'm thinking here is maybe I'll just drill a hole in here. It'll go straight through this little flap that's behind here, and then it'll just pull the screw together just for a little extra support. Honestly, I would imagine that this would be enough with the 3 screws in it, but you know, I just kind of want to be safe because this is an expensive, you know, an expensive accessory, so I don't want to lose it on the highway. Alright guys, let me show you what I did under here. So right where the diffuser kind of meets the bumper here, there was a little tab that slides underneath the bumper. So what I did was I drilled a hole and then just drilled a hole through the bumper and then through the tab and stuck this screw right in just for a little extra support. It kind of pulled it in a little nicer, so I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side, and should be good. And voila, just like that, she's in. It kind of popped into place a little better than I thought it would once I put those screws in. Again, not completely necessary, but you know, just for me, I wanted to do it. So if you guys are doing this install to your car, you know, like I said, it's not completely necessary to put those extra 2 screws in. Just because they didn't have a spot for them on the new diffuser, you know, I thought it would be a good idea to put them in somehow. So, you know, again, it's clean. It's not like I put a noticeable hole in the car anywhere. It's, you know, it's just a tiny little micro hole. So you guys can do that if you want, but I am not done. You guys are done unless you have underglow like myself. So I have a piece of underglow under the car that I have to stick back on somehow. I'll show you guys that now. So under here, I have this nice, lovely piece of underglow that was on my old diffuser. So I'm gonna try to mount it back up to here. I'm just gonna use some double-sided tape and stick it back on, and then we'll be in business, guys. Alright guys, with the underglow on, this install is officially done. So let's get this car outside and show you guys how it looks in the light. Guys, I am just so blown away with how beautiful this thing came out. I think it ties in the back end of the car so well. You know, in the past, I wasn't a huge fan of the way the car looked from behind. I think it was just missing something, and this is exactly what it was missing. I think it takes it to the next level. It just makes it look so much more aggressive. I feel like there should be something more aggressive there from factory as opposed to the gray with just like the one little bar. This just looks so aggressive, so mean. And if you guys have an S4, S5, I recommend you guys do this so much. You know, maybe not a carbon one because they are expensive, but even just like a painted one, they're very affordable, and they just change the look of the car so much. I mean, like, just look at this thing, guys. Like, that is just so nuts. Like, it just is so aggressive. Fits perfect with these exhaust tips, and it's just, I don't know, I just love it. It's hard to tell just how beautiful it is in here, but you guys saw with those edit shots, you know, kind of from a distance a little bit, it really just like It's like not the largest difference, but like it's just so noticeable. With that being said, guys, today's video is officially over. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you found it helpful if you're installing one of these yourself. Super easy process. Any one of you guys can do it. Make sure you guys stay tuned to the channel over the next few weeks. I have more videos coming out. I have a couple installs coming, another video coming. So definitely stay tuned to the channel. Got some good stuff on the way. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button. Have any questions, comments, let me know down in the comment section below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It means the world to me, guys. Thank you so much. Peace out.